page. We're here with Eaton Evans and Morris Solicitors, and it's just gone 10-9. And thank you to Blevin Gibbs and his dad Stefan and trainer Simon Roach as well for being with us. Absolutely brilliant to talk to Blev, inspirational as well. Rachel has actually said on Simon, saying Simon Roach saw the potential in Blevin Gibbs. This achievement is thanks to some spectacular coaching. You can watch that interview back on the Pure West Radio Facebook page. But right now, let's talk football. And we've had the final tournaments, haven't we, Fraser? Round up now as we get ready for the league season to start tomorrow. Monkton were the winners of the Weaver Callan Cup. Milford United were the Joe Lennon Cup winners, and Goodwick seconds won the Luke Harding Memorial Cup. So a busy pre-season.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of great tournaments and tributes. You just summed it up well there. Big shock in the Joe Lennon Cup. Me and Gordon were there the last time Hakin didn't win it. Actually, it was 2011, the inaugural one, the fairy tale finish and the Joff Lennon penalty and what have you. Hakin have won the 10 since, and probably would have been 11 if it wasn't for COVID. So for Milford to win that is a huge turn up and good for the tournament, to be fair, and great for Milford Haven as well. But if we can just mention on the Luke Harding tournament you mentioned there, that was concluded last week with, as you said, Goodwick seconds winning. There is a prize raffle ongoing actually for that to raise money for some great charities in Luke's name. So that's on the Solver Facebook page. If anyone has got till Thursday to go in and enter that online and keep raising funds.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, that's good to plug that. Thank you, Fraser. The league season starts tomorrow, Gordon. Tuesday night football, doesn't it, across Pembrokeshire? And that's a regular thing, isn't it, for the first week?
Yeah, they usually play a few midweek games before the season technically starts in the first Saturday of September. So, yeah, it'll all be all guns blazing on Wednesday night in Division 1. I think there's games on tomorrow night.
Tuesday night, Division 1, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Or was it Division 2?
Division 2, sorry. Division 1 Wednesday.
I know we ran through, I wasn't here last week, but you ran through the opening fixtures for this week in Division 1, just so I can hear it. Were there any predictions from either of you who's going to win the league?
We'd say, I think we both agree, Goodwick are probably favourites, having won it last year. Hakin have lost a lot of players. I'd never rule Hakin out, despite that Joe Lennon result, until the season gets going. But you can't hide from the fact they've lost a lot of big players from last year. They do look weaker on paper. That doesn't always mean everything. Maitland's Bridge are going to be very interesting to see how they get on, because last year we were talking about this team building for this season. You look at this summer, they've made a lot of new signings and a lot from not within Pembrokeshire. So, they could be bringing quality in. We don't know. They're unknown quantities, a lot of these players to us, but they assume they're through the connections, the management and so on. But it won't be easy to integrate so many new players like that. And these players aren't used to Pembrokeshire football. So it's almost a different dynamic from them going from almost rebuilding to bringing a lot of players in. But, I think they will challenge stronger than last year. I think they'll be up there. Carew as well. Carew, teetered on the brink for a while, threatened to challenge good cup team. And of course, Tenby, the first time in a long time back in Division 1. Interesting to see how they go as well. But I'd say the safe bet at the moment would be Goodwick.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye on that then as the season kicks off, and we'll bring you coverage, of course, here on Pure West Sport. Haverfordwest County, obviously a different pre-season with the European exploits. I have to say, I did think they might just find the opening games of the season just a little bit tricky on the back of that run in Europe. They went down on Friday night, Gord, didn't they, to a 2-0 defeat against Pennebont, and they'll be looking to bounce back from that this Saturday. They're back on the Bridge Meadow, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. They're playing Carnarvon Town on Saturday, but moving back to Pennebont, let's not forget, Pennebont finished third in the Welsh Premier last season. They were never going to be a walkover, no matter where, and I keep saying it, there's only 12 teams in this league, and they're all capable, except for TNS, who are out on their own, of beating each other, and you've got to be on your game. I know Tony Pennock wasn't very happy with his team on Saturday. On Friday evening, they did miss a few chances. And that's the thing, you've got to take your opportunities. And Pennebont certainly did. Scored a cracking header for the first one. And the second goal was, Zach Jones punched clear from the edge of his 18-yard box, fell to the guy who actually lobbed it into the net. He did well to do it first time as well. But they were clinical. That was the difference. We need to see a Haverfordwest side that is clinical against Carnarvon now on Saturday. I'm sure they will bounce back, but it's only 2 games into the season. But the European glory is all well behind them now. It's about concentrating on the bread and butter.
It's going to be there. I just think coming back from the highs they had in Europe, and actually and that did mean it was a different pre-season as well, where they weren't playing any. They were all tough opposition, weren't they? They played it in that build-up. So just wonder whether that might have caught up. But Gordon's
the
right.
other thing with getting qualification into Europe means that your end of season, you have about 3 weeks break and you're back straight into it. So you've had a hard season, then you're preparing for Europe. They've got through 2 rounds and they did brilliantly to do that. And then you're straight into your league season. The boys, should I say it, they're not fully professional. They're probably a little bit jaded with everything they've been going
mentally
through,
and physically draining ties as well.
I'm sure they are. Yeah, I'm sure they are. So good luck. Carnarvon on Saturday, right behind the Bluebirds. I'm sure Tony Pennock will be getting to bounce back. I thought we just finished because the Rugby World Cup's not far away. I'm sure that will keep us entertained through September and hopefully into October as well. Wales named their squad today, didn't they, Phrase? No Sam Parry. And co-captains named by Gatland as well. Jack Morgan and Dowie Lake will lead Wales. What was your reaction?
I've always been amused by the subject of co-captains. I'll be honest with you, but this was one Gatland's gone with. I think it's a mostly young squad. I think that's positive. I think this is the sort of World Cup where we should be throwing younger players into the lines. Then maybe the selection of Lee Halfpenny contradicts that a bit, to be honest. That's another debate. But yeah, it's disappointment for Sam. He would have felt he had a chance. Obviously, he had the try on Saturday, but unfortunately, with both him and Elliot D, the line out on the scrum didn't fire. That's probably more to do with the collective strength of South Africa and their collective domination. But having featured in these, you obviously be disappointed at missing out. But I'm glad at least at his moment to take away on Saturday. And
co-captains, Gordon, you need one leader, don't you?
Yeah, yes, definitely. But apparently they're close pals. They were in the under-20s together. This is where this idea has sprung up from. But no, you need one leader, and to be honest with you, there's a lot of leaders in the Welsh team without those guys who have been named the leaders. So it'll be interesting to see who is actually leading them in the World Cup.
I actually thought Jack Morgan alone captain would have been a superb left field choice. You go back to 2011 and out of the blue, Sam Warburton captain the World Cup as a young flanker and the career he had. To do it as co-captain, I think strange. I thought Jack Morgan alone would have been an excellent choice.
We'll have plenty on the Rugby World Cup, I'm sure, as it gets going. Let me see what you think. Are Wales going to come out to the group? Fiji on the 10th of September, Portugal, Australia and Georgia. But I think they should be coming out of that group, should they not?
On paper they should, but we've seen Wales play Fiji and France before.
Yeah, I think
2007.
Yeah, we could get out of there. We can get out of there. I'm going to be confident. I'm going to be like Gatland and be bold.
And I think they should come out of that. Who's going to win the tournament?
I'd like to say France or Ireland, with the form they've shown in the last 2 years. My hunch is New Zealand have come bang into form in these past 6 months when no one's really expected them to. They've peaked at the right time. I wouldn't be surprised if it's New Zealand again, but I hope for the sake of European rugby,
I
France or Ireland.
wouldn't rule out South Africa either.
No.
Very strong. Very strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't see England doing much, my Ben. Sorry.
I'm not overconfident.
I don't know if they'll have enough in the squad.
Not many players left.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, sadly, we're out of time. We can talk about England's chances maybe next week on the show. Gordon, I do have to say thank you for the 3 points at the Tottenham Stadium on Saturday. By the way,
that's okay. It's my pleasure, Ben.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was good. Although very grateful to Bruno Fernandes for missing a header from 4 yards. I think that was the turning point in the game. Listen, we are going to have to go. Do watch that interview again with Levin Gibbs from Milford Haven. Absolute superstar. It was a pleasure to talk to him in the second part of the show this evening. That's going to be on the Facebook page. Thank you, Fraser. Thank you, Gordon. We will be back on Pure West Sport Monday every week from 7, but we will say goodnight. It's Danny next with the 2-hour takeover on Pure West Radio.